Right now, the winter weather could continue to impact road conditions for the work week. All that you need to know.
And we're looking at more snow as we kick off the next work week, how much we could see and if this is our only chance for snow over the next 7 to 10 days in the full forecast.
And we're following how local shops are extending their sales for Small Business Saturday after the weekend snow. Why they say local shopping is important. That's all coming up on News 3 Now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. Tonight, we bring you team coverage on the aftermath of the record-breaking snowfall on Saturday. Our Nash Dara gives us an update on the road conditions, and our First Warn Weather team breaks down that snowfall and what to expect heading into the work week. With that, let's head on over and send it to meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze, what's the latest? What all do you have for us?
Well, we are looking at another round of snow as we kick off Monday, but in comparison to what we just saw, this is going to be much less. We're looking at that snow to pick up as we head into your Monday afternoon, likely going to accumulate anywhere between an inch to maybe 2 inches, especially across southeastern Wisconsin. Further north and west, we're looking at probably less than an inch of snow. This is not with a system like what we just saw. This is just a little bit of energy that is moving through parts of the Midwest. So that's the reason why we're going to be dealing with this little bit of snow as we head into your Monday afternoon. Here's a look at our possible snow totals waking up on Tuesday. Again, a lot of us probably not even getting to that inch mark, but it's just going to add to what we've already accumulated over this past weekend. And it was a record-breaking weekend in terms of snow. We'll discuss that in the full forecast. We'll also take a look at other snow chances that we are eyeing and tracking as we head into next week. And of course, we'll take a look at those temperatures. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, sounds good, Blaze. We'll see you then. Continuing with more of our weather coverage, we go and take a check outside with our reporter Nash Dara, who's been on top of road conditions all weekend. Nash, what can you tell us what's going on out on the streets with all the snowfall?
Well, Jalen, what I can tell you now was yesterday was about as rough as it gets when driving in a Wisconsin winter storm. Salt truck and snowplow drivers worked tirelessly through the day and night to get through those winter conditions and the severe road conditions that would follow. And it was a significant and rude awakening for drivers during the first substantial snowfall of the season. It was a historic day in Madison on Saturday. The 9.3 inches of snow recorded set a new November snow record. And although the snowfall may be done for now, the cold front to come could elevate the severe road conditions.
Even though the storm has ended, we have hours and hours of cleanup to do afterwards. And like I said, with the blowing and drifting, this might go all the way until Monday.
There was no doubt about it. Driving this weekend was not a simple task. Cold blowing winds and endless snowfall tested even the best of drivers who had to take extra caution on the streets.
As far as the roads go, they were pretty bad. Just take it low and slow and you'll be all right. I saw people in the ditch yesterday already as is.
I would say that if you don't think you can get through it, don't try. You can tell people are being a little more careful when they're driving around.
With a substantial portion of the snow plowing done with, you will still, however, see some plows and salt trucks working through the evening to make sure the roads are best prepared for the single-digit weather to come in the morning.
It's a lot of equipment. We're a big city. It's about 1,800 traffic lane miles, the whole city. That's not counting things like sidewalks, bus stops, alleyways, stuff like that also need to be plowed. Takes a long time.
But trucks and plows were prepared well in advance to make sure that they were ready for a historic first snow of the year. That interview with Brian Johnson was before the snowfall on Saturday, but I was able to talk to him again earlier this afternoon off camera, and he had told me that salt trucks will still be out tonight, but the salt trucks that have already dropped snow will prevent severe ice from forming on the roads tomorrow, even with the single-digit temps that we are expecting early in the morning. For now in Madison, Nash Dara, News 3 Now.
All right, sounds good, Nash. Thank you. Now, head on inside and warm up a little bit. Now, if you're responsible for cleaning off your sidewalk, here's what you need to know. All snow must be cleared by tomorrow at noon because the weather is set to stay below freezing. It'll make it much harder to remove that snow, leaving unsafe sidewalks. If there is ice remaining you can't remove, apply sand or any other material to help for traction. You can get free sand at multiple locations around Madison. Just don't forget your pail and shovel. On the east side, you can get sand from Olbrich, Rindle, Sycamore, Warner, and Tenney Parks. And on the west side, sand is available at Brittingham, Elver, Garner, and Glowen Golf Parks. More locations can be found on the City of Madison's website. The Saturday after Thanksgiving is usually dedicated to small businesses. Yesterday, the record snow impacted Small Business Saturday, causing businesses in Madison to extend the yearly tradition. Our Tanisha Shaw has more from Monroe Street.
Okay. Infusion Chocolates is known for their sweets, but a Saturday snowstorm left them feeling bitter.
Definitely not the foot traffic we would have hoped for. So not being able to have the foot traffic definitely is kind of a bummer.
Small Business Saturday is usually Infusion Chocolate's biggest sale day, and that's because of foot traffic. But even the strongest Wisconsinite doesn't want to walk in nearly 10 inches of snow. Local businesses usually earn 20% of their annual sales on Small Business Saturday. That's according to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. This year, the tradition broke a weather record instead of a sales record, being the single snowiest day of November here in Madison with 9 inches of snow.
So I don't know if people are just kind of like scared of the weather or just they're not sure that the roads have been cleared up yet. So foot traffic today, day after, has been pretty slow as well.
On Sunday, Infusion Chocolates and other businesses on Monroe Street extended their Small Business Saturday deals in response to the snowstorm.
I think there are some people who are still kind of like scared of, what the roads might have looked like. Definitely not as much as we would have liked, but I do still see people kind of like trying to make an effort to kind of go local.
Allie McMurray is a longtime employee at Infusion, and she says this is a reminder that you can always shop local, whether that's online or in person.
It is a time of year, especially when it's like getting close to the holiday season, that we are able to kind of voice that like we're still here, we're still part of the community.
Sounds good, Tanisha. Thank you. And with this record-breaking snow and the low temps to come, you can track the forecast for yourself on the First One weather app. It is hourly planners, road conditions, and even radar. You can download it for free on your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. Looking ahead now, the Dane County Humane Society is hoping to raise over $100,000 for animals in need this Giving Tuesday. They've already secured a $70,000 matching gift to help bolster donations. That means if you donate for Giving Tuesday, your donation will be equally matched, effectively doubling how much you give. Donations to the DCHS help support their open admission shelter, accepting all animals that need assistance despite their age, health, or temperament. If you want to donate, head to giveshelter.org/Giving Tuesday. Their goal for donations is $140,000. Coming up next on News 3 Now at 10, Blaze returns with a complete look of your First One forecast. And a U.S. delegation met with a team of Ukrainian negotiators in Florida today, the result of their talks. Plus, how that storm system we've been talking about is impacting travel plans for many back home.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Thank you for staying with us. A U.S. delegation led by Secretary of State Marco Rubio met with Ukrainian negotiators in Florida on Sunday in an attempt to hammer out a deal that will bring Russia's war with Ukraine to an end. This comes as the U.S. delegation prepares to travel to Russia on Monday for more talks. CBS News' Torian Small is in Washington with details.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio met with Ukrainian negotiators in Florida on Sunday in a push for peace aimed at ending the war sparked by Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
We want to see the end of the killing and the death and the suffering, and I'm sure the Ukrainian side, I know they do as well, they want peace. But it's also about securing an end to the war that leaves Ukraine sovereign and independent.
Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, President Trump's son-in-law, also represented the U.S. during Sunday's talks. They're expected to travel to Moscow on Monday.
Also, over the weekend, President Trump escalated threats of military force against Venezuela, declaring on social media that the airspace above and surrounding Venezuela should be considered closed.
While the U.S. can't unilaterally close another country's airspace, the Federal Aviation Administration has been warning airlines for weeks to avoid the area due to increased military activity. When Face the Nation, lawmakers from both parties expressed concern over possible U.S. military intervention in Venezuela, as well as U.S. strikes on vessels that officials accuse of smuggling drugs, often without evidence, killing dozens of people.
I will move with colleagues Senator Schumer, Senator Paul, Senator Schiff immediately should there be military action.
There is a buildup that the president has not explained in a way that relates solely to the actions that are currently going down in the Caribbean. It is certainly a significant concern in Congress.
The president has said future attacks on Venezuela would not be limited to boats. Torian Small, CBS News, Washington.
Millions of SNAP food benefit recipients may soon have to meet new work rules to keep their benefits. The Republican-backed Big Beautiful Bill now requires at least 80 hours of activity each month for a much wider group of people. A Congressional Budget Office report says that will mean 2.4 million fewer people getting benefits on average each month. States are reporting confusion, rushed timelines, and technology systems not ready to implement the change. As a result, some residents could lose food aid as soon as January. State officials warn that full impact will unfold as recipients hit their next recertification deadlines. The FDA is making unfounded claims that the COVID-19 vaccine caused the death of at least 10 children. This was announced in a memo by a senior official on Friday. No details were provided surrounding how the FDA reached this conclusion, but they did point to an analysis of 96 deaths, of which 10 were allegedly linked to the COVID-19 vaccination. As a result, officials now say that vaccines will require more evidence of their safety and value before they can be marketed. No details have been provided yet as to how the process would change. A new report from the World Health Organization shows global measles elimination remains a distant goal. Deaths from measles dropped 88% around the world from the year 2000 up to last year. But the WHO says that progress is now in jeopardy. Vaccine coverage is well below the level needed to stop transmission, and cases are surging. Last year, 59 countries reported large or disruptive measles outbreaks. That's almost triple the number reported in 2021. A quarter of the outbreaks are happening in countries previously declared measles-free, including the U.S. and Canada. Now it's been a hectic day for millions of Americans heading home this Thanksgiving weekend. The weather is having major impacts on travelers. A big snowstorm dropped a lot of the snow across the Midwest, as we experience here in Madison and in South Central Wisconsin, crippling major interstates and leading to delays at airports with ripple effects nationwide. CBS's Dave Malkoff reports from a busy Chicago O'Hare Airport.
More than a foot of snow came down over parts of the Midwest and Great Lakes regions over this wintry weekend, generating dangerous conditions for drivers and air travelers alike. Des Moines International Airport was shut down on Sunday after an airplane slid off the taxiway overnight. Yesterday was the snowiest November day on record in Chicago, more than 8 inches at O'Hare Airport. That's where we met Vanessa Robichaux and Ed Whitneighbor.
I've never seen this much snow because we're from Mississippi. So this is our first time seeing this much snow. So that was awesome, but I didn't realize it would cause so many delays.
They got to the airport at 3 a.m. for a 5 a.m. flight.
We were supposed to land at 9:30 this morning at home.
And it's already 2 p.m. Central Time.
And the next flight they booked us on leaves at 9:45 tonight.
Yeah.
73 million drivers are expected on the roads over the week of Thanksgiving. Heavy snowfall led to this 45-car pileup near Terre Haute, Indiana on Saturday. And train travel was temporarily interrupted in the Northeast today when mechanical issues caused a passenger rail car to catch fire in Providence, Rhode Island. And weather isn't the only thing complicating the ride home. JetBlue had to cancel at least 70 of their flights because they are in the middle of updating the software on their A320 and A321 fleet. Dave Malkoff, CBS News at the Chicago O'Hare International Airport.
Well, hair's always busy even without the snow, so I could only imagine what it was like today. Let's go ahead and get a look at your first one forecast. Blaze.
We are ending November as the third snowiest on record for the Madison area with a grand total of 13.7 inches of snow, a third of our overall, or 3 times I should say, of our normal November snow, which is 3.1, fell in a single day. On Saturday there, an additional 2.4 fell this morning. It was a snowy weekend, and what a way to end the month. At 9.3 inches in a single day, that is our 4th single snowiest day since 2000. The number 1 spot was back in 2012 with 13.3 inches of snow falling in a single day. So I think a lot of us are probably okay with no more snow falling for some time, but unfortunately, a little bit of snow, nothing like what we just saw, is expected to fall a couple of times this week. You can read more about this latest snowstorm, the science behind why we got so much snow, and area snow totals by heading over to our latest Beyond the Barometer. It's going to be a cold one tonight, light snow on Monday. We're looking at a couple more snow chances as we head into next week. The good news is, as I mentioned, this is not that Monday snow. It's not part of an organized system like what we just saw. We're looking at probably 1 inch to maybe 2 isolated spots of 3 inches of snow as we head into Monday. Best chance for higher accumulations closer to the Chicagoland area, farther north and west, probably a dusting to about 1/2 inch. An inch at best. High pressure then moves in, and we just deal with maybe some flurries throughout the day on Tuesday before a low pressure system staying in Canada moves its way through southern parts of Canada, but we will maybe get a little bit of snow out of that as we head into Wednesday. Wednesday night does look to be very cold. Temperatures may slip below 0. And then jumping ahead to Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday of next week, things are still up in the air, no pun intended, but it does look like maybe towards the end of next weekend, a system does keep showing up on our long-range models. It may be impacting us. We're going to keep an eye on it. Nothing too concrete right now, nothing like what we saw with this past system. We alerted you 9 days before it happened. I just don't have the confidence with this weaker system that may pop up next weekend. In the meantime, temperatures going from the 20s to the 30s on Wednesday, and then maybe only topping out at about 10 degrees on Thursday. That's when our overnight lows Wednesday into Thursday could slip there just briefly below 0. There's a look at your 7 and 10 day forecast. I would say again, those light snow chances are just going to keep us on the cooler side between now and Wednesday. If that Sunday into that following Monday system does look to pan out, looks to stay consistently in our long range models, I would say that is going to be the heaviest snow over the next 7 to 10 days. But right now, I'm not buying into it. I think I don't want to give anybody any more fear about the snow.
Yeah.
We certainly, I think, have had enough for quite some time.
I'm less worried about the snow and more so about those overnights that I saw a negative.
Yeah, -1 is crazy.
Yeah, this isn't golf. So I'm not.
I mean, depending on who you ask, I'm sure for some folks,
hey, you're
-1 is fine.
Remember, what are you feeling about this weather?
Look, I haven't been in no negative degrees yet, so I'm not too much looking forward to Wednesday night.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough.
I'm with you on that one, but what can we look forward to?
We can look forward to what's going on for Wisconsin volleyball. I have that next on News 3 Now. It's the most wonderful time of the year for Wisconsin volleyball. That is time to go dancing. For the 13th straight year and the 29th time in program history, the Badgers have earned a place in the tournament. After finishing the season number 2 in the Big Ten with a record of 24-4, the Badgers earned the 3rd seed and will host 2 first-round games in the Fieldhouse starting this Thursday. Wisconsin is set to take on Eastern Illinois in the first round, and they will play the winner of the North Carolina UTEP game to make their way to regionals and potentially further. After losing the Battle of the Axe game last night and not receiving enough wins for a bowl game, the Badger football season is over. Finishing the season with only 4 wins, the Badgers have lots of work to do in the offseason, but Head coach Luke Fickell is more proud of the grit and leadership shown by the seniors throughout the year and the memories that they built along the way.
We didn't finish well last year. We didn't finish well today. But there's definitely a different feel inside that locker room, and had a lot to do with the leadership of that older group, those senior guys in particular. That, like I said, no matter what, outcomes obviously determine a lot of things, but they don't determine how you really feel about those guys in that locker room and what you'll always remember.
After beating Mercyhurst yesterday with ease, Wisconsin women's hockey played Stonehill College in the Smashville Showcase championship game, and history was made. Finley McCarthy, in the first 20 seconds of the game, sparked things up, sliding in her first goal of the season, and it would be all Badgers from there. Lacey Eating found the back of the net as well for her 200th career point, only the 9th Badger in history to do that. But the second period is what iced the game. 9 goals in one period, the most goals in a single period in program history. The Badgers took care of business, winning this one 17-2, breaking their single game scoring record from 16 last year to 17 this year. And they also won the showcase, Jalen.
I mean, they're the number 1 team in the country.
Yeah.
No surprises there, but scoring 17 points.
17.
No shade, but our Wisconsin football team would have liked to have scored that many points a few games this past season. But as they head into the offseason, what are your thoughts real quick?
Just they need to continue to rebuild, get some players out of the transfer portal, and just try one goal at a time. Get 6 wins next year and get back to that bowl game, legacy that they've had in the past.
All right, well, sounds good. Thank you, Kay. A final check of your first one forecast is coming up when we return. These days, about 1 in 4 Americans say a 4-year college degree is not worth it if you have to take out a loan. This has led to more students looking at other career pathways, such as the trades, which need them now more than ever. The problem is the construction industry can't replace retiring workers fast enough. Associated Builders and Contractors estimates the construction industry needs to attract more than 400,000 new workers. Part of their pitch to attract apprentices is the pay. In Dane County, the average starting pay is about $18.50 an hour. After completing a 3 to 5 year program, it's more than $43 an hour.
Really, the sky's the limit for people coming into the construction industry. Great wages, no debt coming out of the apprenticeship program.
Tomorrow on News 3 Now at 10, our Chris Sanford shows us how a local school is getting students ready for a career in the trades. Certainly looking forward to that one. I know that our on-air talent that put together specials and TSRs, they pour a lot into it. So please tune in tomorrow for News 3 Now at 10 for that. All right, Blaze, the story of the weekend. It's impacted all of us sitting at this desk. That's snow.
The weather.
And there's more of it on the way. Maybe as you're watching that story that Chris put together at 10, it will still be snowing, but likely the first half of Monday is going to be snow-free. Starting in the afternoon, it is going to be light, about 1 to maybe 3 inches of snow by the time it all wraps up. Higher accumulations further south and east. Flurries Tuesday with a better chance for another round of light snow there on Wednesday.
All right, well, sounds good. Thank you, Blaze, and thank you, Kay. Thank you all for joining us. Seinfeld is up next.